to refer back to this video at any point, you can do so and jump through to the sections that you think are relevant that you're looking for. The final one is if you could please submit your questions in the chat function. We will collate them later. We will collate them after this and respond as a fact sheet from this evening's webinar session. And I guess from that point of view, again, with how many people we actually have coming online, it's going to be really hard to have open forum and discussion. At the moment, this is an introduction. It will be a bit of a fast go through. Buzzing. Narelle, I know not for you to jump on. Can you let people in as they come in, please, instead of we're all trying to do it? All right. For those that are unaware, there's a bit of background around Swim Central. So it was launched back in 2017, 2018 as a national database. It was a little bit before my time. Some of you may actually be aware of it. It is based on Microsoft Dynamics. It is integrated with an online payment system, and it is using Stripe. And it is managed by the wonderful Swim Central team that have joined us for this evening, who have backgrounds as volunteer administrators and using this platform in that role as well. I will quickly throw over to Rowan to introduce his team, because that's probably the best person to have a little spiel about everyone.
Thank you, Kirsty, and thank you for the invite. Great to be joining you all on the other side of the country late in the evening here. So my name's Rowan Lawton. I'm the product owner of Swim Central. I've been at Swimming Australia now for about 2.5 years and help oversee the evolution of the Swim Central product. So we've also got today Amy Harbottle. You'll be hearing from Amy shortly. She's going to do our demo. Thanks for the wave there, Amy. Amy's our business analyst and also an administrator, experienced swimming club administrator at various clubs in Brisbane. And also, of course, a swimming parent. So valuable resource that we've got there in Amy. We've also been joined by Mara Brownlee, if you'd like to give a little wave there. Mara's been at Swimming Australia for longer than all of us and working on Swim Central basically from its inception. Mara's our digital support analyst, and amongst other things, she oversees the Swim Central Support Centre. So when people log queries, or log or submit requests, she's the one that will answer those for you moving forward. We also have a lady called Kirsten, who is our UX specialist and contractor. So every time we do some development work and we need some UX expertise, we call on Kirsten, and she's been central to the evolution of the platform over the last couple of years as well. And then we work as a Swimming Australia project team with a development team from a company called ASG Group and a number of developers that work regularly on the platform, led by one guy in particular called Marty Richardson, affectionately known as Marty by the team. He's been involved with Swim Central from the get-go and is also a valuable resource to have on board. So we're looking forward to everyone joining us on the journey, and thanks for the opportunity to do the intros, Kirsty, and I'll hand back to you and look forward to watching the presentation.
Thanks, Rowan. So as Rowan said, you'll be hearing from Amy and a bit of Mara as well in there from the rest of this evening. So to make it very clear, there has been obviously conversations. We haven't hidden it. We have waited for this evening to do a proper introduction to Swim Central. So Swimming WA will be transitioning to Swim Central as for a membership management system, meet entry and club administration starting 2023-2024 season. We are the last state to come on board, and I guess even probably the last swimming entity, because all of Masters is also on board. Many changes have occurred over the system and improvements have occurred since the original launch of Swim Central that saw, I guess, a lot of concerns, and the reason why WA initially didn't jump on board because we had the system with an MSR. There is some large benefits for us as a state, and the time feels right to come across around some greater oversight for our performance athletes and performance pathway opportunities with Swimming Australia. Also, it's easier for interstate competitions for our athletes travelling and also our visitors coming across as well, being on a national platform. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the tireless work that Chris McMillan has provided Swimming WA with the creation of My Swim Results over a number of years. I know myself coming back from swimming when I was 15, 16 the last time I got into a competitive pool, and my results are still actually within my swim results as well. It's like that's 20, 25 years ago for me now. And that we very much acknowledge that this is nothing to do with a relationship with us and Chris. This is all, and we intend to use a hybrid approach moving forward for the next season due to performance and officiating pieces that My Swim Results still provides for our coaches and our officials. From here, I will throw over to Amy, as we do have a fair bit of content to get through, and leave it with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And yes, good evening to everybody. We will jump straight into this. Whoops. I'm just going to share my screen. Yep, all good. Everyone can see that. Beautiful. So basically, yeah, we're going to start with the participant side. So when you first come to Swim Central and you're creating an account, you can either use an email to register with Swim Central, or you can actually use a Apple ID, Facebook, or Google to create your account. Once you've then registered that email address, you can then log in. For users who have registered for the first time, they will actually go through a onboarding process. This is to ensure that they complete their profile complete their profile correctly. Once you've registered and created your own profile, you have the option then to create a family. This is to add and track all dependent profiles. It also allows you to join existing family groups, or you can actually just maintain an independent profile. This is our profiles tab. So this is where you'll be able to create that family group. When you're creating your family, you'll be asked to give that family a name. You'll then be asked to set up a 4-digit PIN number. That 4-digit PIN number will control the authority features such as purchases within the family group. From here, you can then view the profiles within your family group. So things like the personal details, memberships, the groups, as well as documents and any accreditations. Just returning back to the dashboard, this is a general overview of what parents will see when they log into Swim Central. Some of the key features that we have here are these notifications that are at the top of this page here. Some of the notifications you'll get are when you've got a payment that's pending, if you've got certificates that are due to expire, if you've also got memberships that are expiring soon, and also any family activities that need to be actioned. Down in this section here, you can also see some quick links. This will take you off to joining a club, to locate an event, or to your purchase order history. Down in this section here, which is our events that are closing soon, this is a list of events that are close to closing soon. This is based on your state as well as your postcode. For those who have actually already entered an event, down in this section here, it will list any events that you are attending. Clicking on to those events will actually then take you through to the actual event, and it will show you any entries that you have entered. Just returning back to the dashboard. Also on this front page here is we have your latest results. So this is what we'll show here as a default will be your most recent child and their most recent results. If you do have other family members, you can click through the family toggle, and that will then bring up any latest results for them as well. So we're going to move into joining a club. So you can actually join a club via going to the store, which is on the left-hand navigation menu, or you can do it via this quick link. Once you come into the store, if you click onto memberships, You're then able to search for a club. Select your family member. And this will then display potential memberships based on the age if they have been set by the club. Sorry, Teams is slowing this down. As you can see, here's a list of potential memberships that I am able to purchase for this particular child. Once you've then selected that particular membership, that then becomes added to your cart. If you have a voucher, as in a government voucher, that has been set up by the state and the club has joined, you can then actually add that voucher in at this point, and that will then apply that voucher to that particular product. You can then proceed through and make payment and for that membership product. So once a member has joined a club, usually what will happen is the logo will actually display here next to their results. It'll also display in other parts of the area of Swim Central. Also, if in regards to joining a club, you can also get some auto prompts up the top here in regards to renewals. It will let you know when your membership is due to expire, and it also will tell you on the day that it is actually expired soon. So we'll now move on to browsing events. So this is on your left-hand navigation once again, or you can actually locate an event through this quick link on the dashboard. On this page here, it's actually broken up via my events as well as locate an event. For the locate an event, this actually lists all events that are currently existing in Swim Central. So you can search via a state, you can search via the month, you can do a course type, so you can look at just long course or short course, and you can also look at the status of ones that are upcoming, or you can look at events that are opening for nominations. You also have the option to be able to find an event on a map. So you can actually input the postcode, and that will then bring up any events that are located close to that postcode suburb. You can then view that event from there. With my events, these are events that your club has linked to. It will also show you any of your state events as well as the national events as well. Once you select a particular event, you can then view that and it will take you through to the events homepage. On this page, it will tell you, you know, the course type, the location, the date. You can flick to the details tab. This will then provide you any information that the host club has set up in regards to it. You can add your meet flyers, you can add qualifying times. It will also give you a map of the location of where the event has been hosted. This is your entries page. So I've actually already gone through and entered nominations for this particular event. So it will always default to the eligible sessions. However, changing to all sessions, it will tell you ones where you are not eligible, as well as the ones that are. You can also change according to your particular session if you're wanting to look for that. In here, it will list whether the race name, if there's a qualifying time that's set, what your entry time would be, and then a price for that particular event. Selecting that event will then add that to your cart, which then allows you to go and make payment. I will just take you to an event where they have got qualifying times. So this is an example of where the child one is not eligible for particular events. So it will show you what the qualifying time is. It will also show you if there is an entry time. You can see up above here, the qualifying time is of 5 minutes, 25 seconds, and that child one's entry time is going to be 4 minutes, 49. However, with this particular one, if you're not ineligible, you can click on this link and it'll actually tell you what the time is that you require. So we're going to move on to results. So this page is where you can find all your family members' results. You can toggle through to different family members and it will bring up their results. It will always default to the latest result that has been loaded. And you can change these filters, you know, whether you want to look at short course, a different stroke, distance. You can look at different dates. You can also change to a different calendar year as well. For those swimmers who are 13 years and over, you can actually, the rankings will display for them once they turn 13. This is a page where you can see the rankings within your own swimming club. You can also see the rankings within your state, and you can also see the rankings where you are nationally. Changing over to each of those tiles, and it will actually give you a comparison to the other swimmers. And the same, it goes for national as well. On this page, you can actually download the swimmers' results. You can do that for each one of them. You can also, you can actually also get a screen dump that's down here, and you can also print those results directly for you. Moving on, we're going to talk about the JX program. So the JX program has live recognition within Swim Central. Each week, the system completes a check on any results that have been uploaded and verified. If a new JX level has been achieved, parents will receive a congratulatory email. A member's JX status is assigned to their Swim Central profile as recognition. So we can see here that Molly Gascoigne has achieved a bronze JX level. If on, say, the following Wednesday, results were to run again and she achieved the next status, the next time they logged in, they would see that that's actually then changed to a silver JX status. So moving on from there, we're going to look at just purchasing some products. You can purchase a range of products from the store, such as memberships, merchandise, and tickets. You can also purchase if you wanted to set up any development courses, any training courses as well. Products can actually be configured to require certain documents to be uploaded in order to complete the purchase. An example would be you can set a membership to have a document requirement, whether it be a birth certificate, and a parent would need to upload that birth certificate in order to complete that purchase for that membership. Parents can then track their order history. That's actually via the profiles page. On this page, it will tell you, give you a list of all your completed purchases. It can also tell you when you've got a payment pending purchase. If you were to go to a payment pending purchase, you can then proceed through with actually completing the payment for that as well. Okay, so that's really it for the participation side. I'm going to now move into the administrator features, which will, understand why they're all these participation. So moving into the administration side, the club administrators, when they log into their profile, they will actually see this administration tab come available to them. When you click onto that, it will then take you into the club that you have administration access to. Down the left-hand side here, we have all the different menu items that are associated to the club. Up the top here is some of your key information. This is your current active members with the swimming club. These are any live events that you currently are hosting. And this is also your account balance. The account balance relates to the club's Stripe account. Every entity has a Stripe account with Swim Central, which is where any money from products the club has sold, such as events and memberships, is paid into. A club can set their payout intervals to either be daily, weekly, or monthly. Up in this top section here, you can actually search for a member that holds a membership with your club. Down in here, this is the entity account warnings. This will just tell you if there is an issue with your Stripe account. If you open it up, it can let you know what needs to be updated. Alternatively, you can actually contact support and Mara will be able to assist you with being able to resolve that issue. Down in this section here, we have the notifications. These are all your call to action items. You'll have things like any documents that possibly are due to expire for members. It'll be a purchase that has a document requirement that's awaiting to be actioned. It'll also tell you if there's any refund requests that need actioning. If you've got any government vouchers that need actioning, it'll also tell you if you've had any new members that have joined. Once again, we've also got some quick links that are on the dashboard here. So you've got your create an event, create a product. You can also export a members report. Down in the status section here is where it's a list of all your members. These are your most recent members that have joined your club. As you can see, there's different status tags that are showing. So for this one, we'll tell you that if they're a new member, this is telling you that this person's actually pending. So there's obviously some action that needs to be taken, whether they are pending payment or whether it's to do with a document requirement. In this box here, you can actually change that to products or to events. Once again, it will give you a snapshot of any products that you have set up for your club. And it will actually tell you how many that have been sold. And it'll give you a brief description of your amount and the age and what the name of the product is. Clicking on this will actually then take you through to that particular product. For events, this will show you any events that you're actually hosting at the moment. In this section down here is the club information. So this is where it'll take you through to where you set up your committee members, where you can have active and inactive members. The club details will give you your information about general details, so like your address, your club name, meet abbreviation, information such as that. You then have finances, so that's to do with the club account details. Affiliations is to do with your affiliation with Swimming WA. The venues is for when you need to link to a primary venue for your to host an event. And then you've got terms and conditions. So a club can actually set up their own terms and conditions, which somebody needs to accept when they are purchasing a product from the club. So we're going to move into the products and setting up the products. So your products can be viewed from this products dashboard. Once again, here you can set up memberships, merchandise, tickets, training fees. You also have the ability when you are creating a product to be able to save it as a draft first and then have it checked possibly by Swimming WA before actually publishing the product. You can also, when you're setting up your products, you can set them with a document requirement, once again, such as a birth certificate for proof of age. It is also here where you can set up your products to be able to have a government voucher be used, which I think is your kids' sports voucher program. You also have the ability to be able to set a variety of discounts for your products. You can either do a volume discount where parents, when they're purchasing multiple membership products from your club, such as buying 2, they may get a 5% discount. If you buy 3 memberships, you can get 15% discount. You can also set up your products to be able to have a discount for the actual product. You might be able to do a early bird discount, or you may find you get halfway through the season and offer a 50% discount on your club's component. So the process to create a product is just selecting the create a product. This is where you can select your membership, or you can select other. And it will then take you through a stepped process to be able to create those products for your members. So we're now going to move on to managing the members. So this members dashboard gives you the ability to facilitate targeted and filtered search options. So you can enter a particular member, you can look at a date range, or you have the option to be able to look at your active all members. You could have a look at expired members from the last 18 months. You could also have a look at new members, or if you've got any life members that are set up. From here, you can actually access a member's profile just by selecting the tab. This will then take you through to the individual member, where you can edit certain fields, and you can also view other information about the particular member. Swim Central actually allows a club administrator to be able to impersonate a member. This will then take you through to the front end of the system. So it looks like you've actually logged in as them. So you can see from here that it looks like I have logged in as Amy. So I can still see her events that she's attending, latest results. You can still toggle through to have a look at their results. You can also go to their profiles and be able to view their order history. By having this, it just helps the club administrators to be able to support their members. It helps you to be able to talk them through whilst on the phone, as you can see what they are seeing. It also allows you on this page here, which is the extra information, where you can actually view what items they actually have in their carts. So if you have somebody who rings up and says, I'm having trouble, I can't add my voucher, you can actually see what they can see in their checkout as well. Unfortunately, you just can't interact with this particular page. Returning back to the members dashboard, once again, you can actually request a full members report. This report actually gives you key information about your members and their details. We're going to move on to the events now and creating an event in Swim Central. So from this events page, you can select create an event. There are 2 different types of events that can get created within Swim Central. You can either have a Meet Manager event where you upload the Meet Manager file, or the other alternative is an other program event, which is a program that you can set up to be able to allow people to register for a particular event. You can use that for a club AGM, or if you wanted to do, say, a sign-on night and somebody is not a Swim Central user, they can actually certainly access the other program event via this option. Once again, if you set up a Meet Manager event, you click on Meet Manager, and then there's some templates that you can select from. Clicking on that, it'll allow you to upload your Meet Manager zip file. Once you've uploaded that, the system will then configure the event in Swim Central, and it will allow you to set constraints for that particular event. As we were saying, you've also got the other program event. When you are setting this program up, you actually get a different homepage. This is an example of one that I had done for a sign-on club night. So this allows somebody who has got access to this particular link to be able to come here and register for a sign-on night. There's the details, contact information, but this view is actually available to them from the general public. The other program events also allows you to be able to capture other information. So you can set this particular event up to have particular registration products. You can also custom certain questions that you wish to ask your members. I'll just take you through this. So you can actually see where they've got some profiles here. So you can then add entries, or you can add registrations. And then once again, this is where we've got custom questions that you can ask people to answer. So once you've created your event, you can manage the data from the events dashboard. On this particular dashboard here, I've got several examples. So these two club nights here are events that the club is hosting. This event here is one that you can link to. This is what a draft event will look like. And then down the bottom here, this is an event that we have created, but we've actually hidden it from the calendar. So this is an event that we have previously hosted before. When you come through to your events homepage, you can see some key information that is available to you. So here you can see the total revenue of the event, and this will change as nominations come through for your particular event. You can see the total attendees of your event that you are hosting, and you can also see your club attendees. Down here is where it'll list your event sessions. If you toggle relay only, it will also present only sessions that have got relays in those sessions. If you select, so on this particular here, this actually will give you your start and finish time. So as nominations come through, it'll actually show you the capacity. It'll give you a time, rough end time of that particular session. It'll also give you a list of the number of attendees for that particular session. Clicking through into that session, you can then actually see all the different races that are for that session. Selecting each individual race will then actually show you a list of individual nominations. This is where you can see somebody who has nominated but possibly has not paid yet. It also shows you what their times are for entering. Just returning back to the sessions. On this page here, this is where you can export your HY3 entries file. This is the file that gets imported into Meet Manager. You also have the ability to be able to hide this event from the calendar. There's a variety of reports that you can also export from Swim Central for your event. So if you want the attendees report will give you emergency contact detail information. Nominations report will give you a list of all the nominations for each individual swimmer. Your teams report will give you a report for relays. Event products report, if you have set up your event where you have got some, say, spectator tickets, or if you're selling programs, that's where you can get an events products report. And then if you've set up any positions that for your events, such as a team support manager, you can get a roster report from there. You can also, once you've uploaded results, you can get a results report for yourself as well. Once a meet, excuse me, has finished, you'll come to this results page to import the results. Once it's been uploaded, you will receive an email to confirm that those results have been uploaded. You'll then see what's called an import summary, and it'll take you to this results summary page where you can see if there are any matching errors, or if you've actually got any invalid results. It gives you an opportunity to be able to return back to the Meet Manager file to be able to correct any invalid results, to export that and re-upload again. Just returning back to the event homepage. Once again, on this homepage, you can go to the event details, and this will give you your general information about your event that you're hosting. It'll show you the constraints that you have set. It'll show you seating. If you've asked for an ID to be provided, also the status. So this will show you the dates of when it was published, the date that it was approved, your meet was approved, date that results were uploaded, and the date that the results were actually verified. This will also list the venue that you are hosting your meet at. On the extra information tab, this will actually give you some information about your attendees, the team's products, any positions that have been created, any athlete requirements that you have set, such as holding a relationship with Swimming WA, or if you've actually set specific membership requirements. Documents is where you can upload any documents that you want to make visible to any attendees, such as your meet flyer. If you've got qualifying times that need to be published, you can also add those documents into this page here. Any documents on here that are made visible will also show on the participant side when they are viewing the details page of the event. So that basically, gives you the sort of the key features about doing your events. We're going to move over into the finance tab. So this is all your key financial information about your club's finances. The default view will be the sales tab, which lists all sales that go through your account. The approvals tab, this is where it shows you any purchase approvals or any refund approvals. So refund approvals are for any refund requests that require action. Got one that's set here. So this is where you can approve or decline the refund request. Parents will also be asked to provide a refund reason, which can be seen here. You do also have the ability to be able to go and view the sale from there. And you can also impersonate from this page as well. Just returning back to the approvals. So you can also see the list of any purchase approvals. So this is where if there's been a document requirement set for, say, a membership requirement, this would be where you would come to download that document and then be able to approve that document if need. You also, once again, can impersonate from here. You can go to a variety of menu items, or you can actually go to the documents of the particular individual. Once you approve that document, it will then update the status to show that as verified. It will also send an email notification to the parent to let them know that that document has actually been verified. With the club purchases, this allows the club administrator to be able to purchase things like a relay nominations for their club or any affiliations. The Gateway dashboard. So this page contains information about payments flowing in and out of the club account. The dashboard feeds off financial information from the payment gateway Stripe, and it also contains your payout reports, which would be loaded down here. It also gives you what your available balance is. It will also show you any pending balance. It will also show you any transfer pending payouts or any reversals that are happening. We also have for vouchers. So this is the area where you'll go to when you want to join a government voucher program that was set up by Swimming WA. Once you have set up joined the program, you can then link your products to that particular program so that for participants, when they're purchasing a membership, it will then show a voucher option, add voucher option at the checkout for them. For any vouchers that are used, this will be the area that the dashboard that we come to be able to action any of those vouchers. Once the voucher has been used, you actually come here to approve that debit, which says that you are allowing Stripe to be able to deduct that money from your bank account, which then gets redistributed to the different entities such as Swimming WA, Swimming Australia, as well as back to the club account. So that's it for the finance. We'll move down into the documents area. So this is an area where you can see all your members' documents. It's also where you can house any club documents as well. So this page for the members, this allows you to verify and approve any member documents. Once again, you can download, you can verify, you can also go to the member, you can go to the member docs. With the club library, this gives you an option to be able to share things like your constitution, any policies, any procedures. If you have these uploaded into your club library, they will actually show for a participant in their library. It also allows you, if you set up a product and you wish to distribute a club handbook, the moment the person purchases that particular product, it will automatically drop that club handbook into the participant's library. So for us nationally, we actually manage all our coach accreditation via Swim Central. So this is where we use this quite a lot for our coaches. Moving down to reporting. So this is a quick snapshot of your key areas, key metrics for your clubs. So it'll show you members by age. It will show you what your new versus existing members are. It will also give you your total revenue for the month. It'll be split up into memberships, events, and other. Also, you can see members by gender and you can see members by product. Down over on the right-hand side here, you can take a link to the event reports. And then underneath here is where you can see a variety of other reports that you can export from Swim Central. So that is basically a quick overview of both your participants side as well as the administration side. I am going to just take a quick breath and grab myself a glass of water, and then I'm going to move over into the help and support area. Sorry, excuse me one moment. So the help and support, so this is really important for people to be able to reach out and get support if required. You can see down the bottom here, a club administrator can use this left-hand navigation menu to get help. It is also available on the participant side. You can see where it's got help. Selecting this will actually take you through to the Swim Central Support Centre. So these are our guides, which are set up for both our members and for our club administrators. With this page, you actually don't need to be logged in to view any of this information. This is actually available to anybody in the general public. Selecting on the members page will actually take you to a variety of guides, broken up into events, memberships in general. For a club administrator, come through, you've got memberships, events and general as well. Clicking onto any of those will then give you sort of a step-by-step process, which shows you how to navigate and manage your way through a particular area. I need to unfortunately log out of here. Sorry, one moment, to be able to show this to you. Parents, club administrators can also submit a request. This will actually go through to our support centre, to our wonderful support guru, Mara. Just inputting your email address, your name, what it actually relates to, your inquiry, subject and a brief description of your inquiry, the priority and the state that you are from. It also gives you an option to be able to upload any screenshots that you have, and then you submit that. That will then go through to Mara, who will then be able to investigate and act for you. We also have on our front page here some frequently asked questions. So anybody who, these are generally questions that we get asked quite a bit, so we put them up on here to give you a quick answer for you. Also, just regarding the submit a request, if you happen to have a suggestion or an idea for an enhancement, you can certainly submit a request and that'll go through once again to our support centre. So that ends my presentation for this evening. Thank you all for your time, and I might hand this back over to Kirsty now.
Thanks very much, Amy, for that in-depth. I'm sitting there trying to click a million things and also write notes at the same time. I just wanted to quickly say thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Amy and Mara and Rowan, for jumping on. It is very late on the East Coast for these guys, but they stuck it out for us WA kids who obviously have kids to sort out after school, after swimming training and the likes. I wanted to let all clubs know the next steps from here. So this isn't the last time that you'll hear from Swim Central. This isn't the last time we'll have a presentation around this. So essentially from here, I will be sending out an expression of interest link for clubs who wish to have access to set up their club administration settings now. So the questionnaire will actually run through some key details that we will require for that setup to occur, but you'll be able to go in. I'll have one key nominated person. Deb, I'm going to pick on you because you've had your camera on. So Deb, for yourself for Riverton, we could have yourself for now, and then eventually you can start adding on your other club administrators. So you have time, and particularly for our cold water clubs and our seasonal only clubs, you can do some of this back end information now, knowing that when you come back online, I guess in September, October, or later, depending on when your pool opens, that you know you don't have to worry about this. This is already starting to be done. There are continued developments for WA's requirements for the system that will be occurring across April, May and June. This really consists on around some of the data coming across and some of the specifications that we've requested that were required for WA athletes and WA community clubs. I really recommend jumping on, if you are a leader within your club, jump onto the Richmond Wellbeing webinar on change management, particularly as obviously some people react to change very differently to others, and this may give you some tips and tricks on how to help educate and put it through to your members if they start asking questions. We do have another seminar down in May as well around Swim Central and affiliation and how it will work within the club environment. And the big one that we will be running in June, where Amy and Mara will be coming across, Myself, Narelle and Jess will be running face-to-face Swim Central assistance for those who are down and around in the metro area. For those who are obviously regional and we don't necessarily have that access for a face-to-face, we will set up a similar expression of interest and we'll sit one-on-one. You'll get to be able to work with us. If you get stuck on anything, that will be there for that support piece. And then a how-to webinar on Swim Central navigation, which will be more directed to your parents in time for when they're going to do their renewal of their membership come the 1st of September when the season opens. I will ask, that's it. That is the end of the presentation. I will ask if anyone's got any further questions to please pop them in the chat now. This is your opportunity. This would be great. And we'll work through those in the coming probably next 24 hours, to be honest, and get them out to everyone at the same time with the recording and the presentation itself. Or anything else from yourselves, Amy or Mara, or even Rowan?
No, all good from me. But yeah, looking forward to working with you guys and bringing you on board to Swim Central.
Likewise, look forward to having everyone on board. I perhaps just mentioned to everything that Amy showed you there today is all fully mobile optimized as well. So you'll be able to manage your clubs on the run moving forward, which hopefully is a helpful piece there as well.
I might quickly mention, just to Ron's point around technical official accreditation, at the moment, this is one of the big pieces that I know that this team is working on, is around something nationally for all of the states around TOs and accreditation. What we are planning on doing at this current stage is still keeping accreditation in MSR, as well as the performance piece for the coaches until Swim Central gets to a point where we can move across. I might actually answer. There's been asked a few times around the subscription cost. There isn't a cost to use Swim Central for a family. Really awkward silence at the end, so I might call it off then, and the chat will stay open, so please keep them coming through. For those who are proficient with Teams, you can still send them even after the meeting has finished. Send it through. We'll get back to you. Even if you haven't been able to get a question in, please send it through to myself, Narelle, or even Jess, and we will happily add it to the list of things to circulate. This is essentially, I guess, a WA specific FAQs occurring really at lifetime. All right, on that note, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you again to the three of you over East. Enjoy the rest of your night with what's left of it. Have a good sleep, and hopefully you got to sleep in for tomorrow.
Thanks, Kirsty.
Thanks, Kirsty.
Thanks, Kirsty.
Well done.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Kirsty.
Thanks all.